Elizabeth Rosemond Taylor was born on 27th February 1932 at Heathwood, her family's home at 8 Wildwood Road in Hampstead Garden suburb, northwest London, England. She received dual British-American citizenship at birth as her parents, art dealer Frances Len Taylor, 1897 to 1968, and stage actress Sarah Sothern, 1895 to 1994, were United States citizens, both originally from Arkansas City, Kansas. They had moved to London in 1929 and opened an art gallery on Bond Street. Their first child, a son named Howard, died 2020, was born the same year. The family lived in London during Taylor's childhood. Their social circle included artists such as Augustus John and Laura Knight, and politicians such as Colonel Victor Cazalet. Cazalet was Taylor's unofficial godfather and an important influence in her early life. She was enrolled in Byron House School, a Montessori school in Highgate, and was raised according to the teachings of Christian Science, the religion of her mother and Cazalet. In early 1939, the Taylors decided to return to the United States due to fear of impending war in Europe. United States Ambassador Joseph P. Kennedy contacted her father, urging him to return to the US with his family. Sarah and the children left first in April 1939 aboard the ocean liner SS Manhattan and moved in with Taylor's maternal grandfather in Pasadena, California. Francis stayed behind to close the London gallery and joined them in December. In early 1940, he opened a new gallery in Los Angeles. After briefly living in Pacific Palisades, Los Angeles, with the Chapman family, the Taylor family settled in Beverly Hills, California, where the two children were enrolled in Hawthorne School. She made her acting debut with a minor role in the Universal Pictures film There's One Born Every Minute, 1942. But the studio ended her contract after a year. She was then signed by Metro-Goldwyn-Mayer and became a popular teen star after appearing in National Velvet, 1944. She transitioned to mature roles in the 1950s, when she starred in the comedy Father of the Bride, 1950, and received critical acclaim for her performance in the drama A Place in the Sun, 1951. She starred in the historical adventure epic Ivanhoe, 1952, with Robert Taylor and Joan Fontaine. Despite being one of MGM's most bankable stars, Taylor wished to end her career in the early 1950s. She resented the studio's control and disliked many of the films to which she was assigned. She began receiving more enjoyable roles in the mid-1950s, beginning with the epic drama Giant, 1956, and starred in several critically and commercially successful films in the following years. These included 2 film adaptations of plays by Tennessee Williams, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, 1958, and Suddenly Last Summer, 1959. Taylor won a Golden Globe for Best Actress for the latter. Although she disliked her role as a call girl in Butterfield 8, 1960, her last film for MGM, she won the Academy Award for Best Actress for her performance. During the production of the film Cleopatra in 1961, Taylor and co-star Richard Burton began an extramarital affair, which caused a scandal. Despite public disapproval, they continued their relationship and were married in 1964. Dubbed Liz and Dick by the media, they starred in 11 films together, including The VIPS, 1963, The Sandpiper, 1965, The Taming of the Shrew, 1966, Shrew, 1967, and Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, 1966. Taylor received the best reviews of her career for Woolf, winning her second Academy Award and several other awards for her performance. She and Burton divorced in 1974, but reconciled soon after, remarrying in 1975. The second marriage ended in divorce in 1976. Taylor's acting career began to decline in the late 1960s, although she continued starring in films until the mid-1970s, after which she focused on supporting the career of her sixth husband, United States Senator John Warner. In the 1980s, she acted in her first substantial stage roles and in several television films and series. She became the second celebrity to launch a perfume brand after Sophia Loren. Taylor was one of the first celebrities to take part in HIV/AIDS activism. She co-founded the American Foundation for AIDS Research in 1985 and the Elizabeth Taylor AIDS Foundation in 1991. From the early 1990s until her death, she dedicated her time to philanthropy, for which she received several accolades, including the Presidential Citizens Medal in 2001. Throughout her career, Taylor's personal life was the subject of constant media attention. She was married 8 times to 7 men, converted to Judaism, endured several serious illnesses, and led a jet-set lifestyle, including assembling one of the most expensive private collections of jewelry in the world. Taylor was 18 years old when she married Conrad Nicky Hilton Jr., heir to the Hilton Hotels chain, at the Church of the Good Shepherd in Beverly Hills on May 6, 1950. 12 MGM organized the large and expensive wedding, which became a major media event. In the weeks after their wedding, Taylor realized that she had made a mistake. Not only did she and Hilton have few interests in common, but he was also abusive and a heavy drinker. Taylor suffered a miscarriage during one of his violent outbursts. She announced their separation on December 14, 1950, and was granted a divorce on the grounds of mental cruelty on January 29, 1951, 8 months after their wedding. Taylor married her second husband, British actor Michael Wilding, a man 20 years her senior, in a low-key ceremony at Caxton Hall in London on February 21, 1952. She had first met him in 1948 while filming The Conspirator in England, and their relationship began when she returned to film Ivanhoe in 1951. Taylor found their age gap appealing. She wanted the calm and quiet and security of friendship from their relationship. He hoped that the marriage would aid his career in Hollywood. They had 2 sons, Michael Howard, born January 6, 1953, and Christopher Edward, born February 27, 1955, Taylor's 23rd birthday. As Taylor grew older and more confident in herself, she began to drift apart from Wilding, whose failing career was also a source of marital strife. When she was away filming Giant in 1955, gossip magazine Confidential caused a scandal by claiming that he had entertained strippers at their home. Taylor and Wilding announced their separation on July 18, 1956, and were divorced on January 26, 1957. Taylor was 3 months pregnant when she married her third husband, theater and film producer Mike Todd, in Acapulco, Guerrero, Mexico, on February 2, 1957. They had one daughter, Elizabeth Liza Francis, born August 6, 1957. Todd, known for publicity stunts, encouraged the media attention to their marriage. For example, in June 1957, he threw a birthday party at Madison Square Garden, which was attended by 18,000 guests and broadcast on CBS. His death in a plane crash on 22 March 1958 left Taylor devastated. She was comforted by a friend of Todd's and hers, singer Eddie Fisher, with whom she soon began an affair. Fisher was still married to actress Debbie Reynolds. The affair resulted in a public scandal, with Taylor being branded a home wrecker. Taylor and Fisher were married at the Temple Beth Shalom in Las Vegas on May 12, 1959. She later stated that she married him only due to her grief. While filming Cleopatra in Italy in 1962, Taylor began an affair with her co-star, Welsh actor Richard Burton, although Burton was also married. Rumors about the affair began to circulate in the press and were confirmed by a paparazzi shot of them on a yacht in Ischia. According to sociologist Ellis Cashmore, the publication of the photograph was a turning point, beginning a new era in which it became difficult for celebrities to keep their personal lives separate from their public images. The scandal caused Taylor and Burton to be condemned for erotic vagrancy by the Vatican, with calls also in the US Congress to bar them from re-entering the country. Taylor was granted a divorce from Fisher on March 5, 1964, in Puerto Vallarta, Jalisco, Mexico, and married Burton 10 days later in a private ceremony at the Ritz-Carlton, Montreal. Burton subsequently adopted Liza Todd and Maria McKeown, born 1961, a German orphan whose adoption process Taylor had begun while married to Fisher. Dubbed Liz and Dick by the media, Taylor and Burton starred together in 11 films and led a jet-set lifestyle, spending millions on furs, diamonds, paintings, designer clothes, travel, food, liquor, a yacht, and a jet. Sociologist Karen Sternheimer states that they became a cottage industry of speculation about their alleged life of excess. From reports of massive spending, affairs, and even an open marriage, the couple came to represent a new era of gotcha celebrity coverage, where the more personal the story, the better. They divorced for the first time in June 1974, but reconciled and remarried in Kasan, Botswana, on October 10, 1975. The second marriage lasted less than a year, ending in divorce in July 1976. Taylor and Burton's relationship was often referred to as the marriage of the century by the media, and she later stated, "After Richard, the men in my life were just there to hold the coat, to open the door." She then became the world's highest-paid movie star in the 1960s, remaining a well-known public figure for the rest of her life. In 1999, the American Film Institute ranked her 7th on its greatest female screen legends list. After many years of ill health, Taylor died from congestive heart failure in 2011 at the age of 79.